What's going on, guys? Darby here, Gioia University, joined today by Mike Gioia, who is the co-founder of Pickaxe, a powerful tool for monetizing your knowledge in the age of the knowledge entrepreneur. Mike is going to be on a panel at the Scale with AI Summit coming up here November 5th through 7th. His panel is set for November 7th. We're going to be talking about knowledge entrepreneurship. And he's also got a cool demonstration video of Pickaxe in action that Mike will be shooting after this video. So you can watch that after here, but I wanted to introduce you guys quickly to Mike and just a little bit about who he is, what they're building, who Pickaxe is for, and give you a little taste of what you can expect when you go to explore the tool and join us at the Scale with AI Summit. Mike, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks. I'm super excited. Generative AI is a huge opportunity for solopreneurs, small businesses, and anybody trying to make money online. And it's really just an awesome way to scale yourself, which is literally the copy on our homepage and what the summit is all about. So really excited to talk about how people can use generative AI to scale themselves and start making really cool businesses online.
I love it. And one of the things that got me excited about your tool last year when we first saw it was that you put a lot of these pieces of what a lot of these different applications were together in a way that made it actually quite simple and easy to start monetizing an AI app based on your knowledge, your frameworks, and a process or an outcome that you knew that you could create as a business owner and entrepreneur. Can you give us like a kind of a high level overview of like your
Mhm.
background in AI? Like what was the idea, or like where did it even start for you guys to create Pickaxe, and like how is it going since you guys have launched?
Totally. The idea came just from a passion for making cool stuff and putting it online, launching projects. So my co-founders, Nathaniel, Ian, and myself have various backgrounds in tech, AI, design, these sorts of things. And early in 2022, we started to make AI projects, but it was hard. You needed some technical expertise. And as we launched more and more little fun side projects, like we made a little thing called Untwitter, which was a totally AI populated version of Twitter. So it had AI bots that were like parodies of a crypto bro, a vegan, all sorts of things, right? And as we launched more of these like fun projects, just experimenting with the technology, we realized there was a huge opportunity to let normal people or non-technical people make cool projects, express their creativity, scale their own knowledge and expertise. We started building Pickaxe, or what would become Pickaxe, which essentially is just a simple no-code platform, which, as you said, tries to cover the full spectrum of what you need to make an AI app, launch it, have people use it, monetize it, and run it like a small business. So the platform has four pillars. We let you create AI tools. We make it super simple. And as you said, this is like our motto throughout everything, like usability, simplicity, make it simple. So really that's whenever we release a new feature, we're really thinking about how do we actually make this simple and understandable for people. And then we let you deploy it. We let you either embed it into your own website so people can use it, or if you don't have a website, we let you launch like a very bare bones web app website that has your tools, so like a landing page and basic functionality to let people like make accounts and buy products from you, give you money, and let you monitor it. And those leads into the two final parts of the product, which are we let you sell and monetize through a Stripe integration. We also let you manage the whole process, have insight into it, and like iteratively improve your tools and make them better. I think, oh, go ahead.
I was saying I love the simplicity of how you can get that studio set up and going, and it might be bare bones, but it's simple and it's enough to get something out there that you could even just start giving away for free, and you don't have to charge for any of
Mhm.
this, but you could charge on a credit basis or on a subscription basis. And to me, that simplicity is so key when it comes to a lot of the different tools that you'd have to duct tape together to get a fully functioning app up and running. Like it takes a lot of that out of the place for somebody just to get started. But I think it's also a great stepping stone for learning how you can start to apply these and integrate these different AI tools into a business, especially from someone that is already running a successful coaching or consulting or teaching practice. There's so many use cases for its application. I'm curious, like, what are some of the cool, fun, and interesting use cases that you've seen your own users use that might give people some idea about what's possible with this tool?
Totally. Honestly, there are many. Like some of the stats we're interested in is that we have over 50,000 individual pickaxes made, over 4,000 studios launched, and then across all those tools, they've been used over 5 million times. So there's a lot of activity on
Wow.
the platform. Now, some of the most popular use cases, you already mentioned one, which is if people already have a successful online business around knowledge entrepreneurship, so selling coaching, consulting, a course, launching an AI product is a great way to create some side revenue. And we're in the early days of AI right now, right?
Mhm.
So we are really the easiest way to get started with that and then start iterating on it as all the technology gets better. A lot of people love to take some of their most popular frameworks or courses, just individual little, what you might call microservice, and then turn it
Mhm.
into a couple AI tools so that they can scale it infinitely. And a lot of times people sell this as a standalone product and have a lot of success with that. And a lot of times people just use it as lead generation. It's like a really interesting thing that stands
Mhm.
out, right? If you're sending someone an AI version of a tool that kind of leads into your frameworks, it's like really exciting. And then the other thing that we've seen is that's quite popular is people that have that are in a niche or like a very specific vertical will make a couple like an AI app all around that. So someone will make one all about tax law or these sorts of things. They'll take a bunch of documents and books and proprietary knowledge and make a couple chatbots or tools around that and then sell these specialized versions of chat GPTs in a specific domain.
No, I think it's really interesting for all the different use cases, but a lot of it is coming down to the specialization and tweaking it because one way that I've seen people get like overwhelmed and rightfully so, and even going to ChatGPT is it can do anything, but like where do you
Yeah.
even start with something? And the idea that someone had mentioned some time ago when we were talking about using a tool like Pickaxe to create a productized service is that of a micro SaaS or like
Mhm.
how hyper specific can you get on one problem that is extremely painful for somebody that they do every day, and can you solve that problem with a simple AI application? And the ones that nail that can have a lot of success from a relatively simple application that on the user
Yeah.
side, the functionality is easy to use. Maybe there's some fancy stuff going on the back end, but I just see the ability to take something that you've got a knowledge. Let's take an author, for example, that is a genius or brilliant or an expert in some sort of field, still getting your readers to getting the result that your book is teaching. So many people fail at that because so many people don't even get past the second or first chapter of a book. But if you now have
Mhm.
plug in an AI application with it that you can say, answer these three questions, and I will like I've trained this AI to basically use my frameworks to give you the result that you're looking for, or at least helping you stepping on a stepping stone forward. That's so powerful for helping people
Mhm.
reach their goals. And I use the author example, but a course creator or a teacher of any sort of type is you always want to be setting up these micro goals to helping your people that you're teaching and you're educating get the results, because that's going to lead back to you, that's going to lead back to them getting improving their life. And it's cool to see that these tools are coming together that are making that level of impact now.
And micro-SaaS is a great word, and we should use that word because that's really what's going on here. I think the lesson that we hope to instill people that are using Pickaxe is with this new wave of AI tools, you don't really need to be technical to
Mhm.
make an online business. In fact, that's no longer the best skill. You can resell AI applications, ChatGPT, and if you have marketing abilities, if you have marketing chops, design chops, soft skills, that's actually a lot more valuable. And if you're using ChatGPT, you're still in the minority of the population across the world. You think of it as like this basic thing, but there's actually a ton of value in taking it or taking any LLM. AI, Pickaxe is model agnostic, so you can use Claude, Mistral, anything. But taking these AI models, this really awesome technology, and just selling it in a vertical, in a very specific, designed, user-friendly way.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it ties right into the knowledge entrepreneur that we're going to be discussing in the panel during the summit. There's going to be several other people on that panel that are all in different areas of knowledge entrepreneurship, but being able to translate what's in your head into something that's tangible. Before, a lot of these applications would have required technical expertise, knowing how to code to some degree, or hiring developers and doing that. But we're kind of like, I've heard it said, the golden age of entrepreneurship. And you can think that or you can not. But I think the truth is that if we're in the business of solving problems, then there's so many problems that AI is like solving, but it's also going to create new problems for us to solve. And so being able to execute effectively on getting a tool out there that can help solve a very specific problem and not requiring you to be a coder is huge because again, we're in the business of communicating and helping humans like solve their own problems. And if we can articulate that problem because we're spending the time with our customers and understanding them at a deeper level, and then instead of taking 3 months to create an application that solves it, it could take you 3 days or 3 hours. There's so much power in that. And again, we're talking about Pickaxe, but you're a gateway into, you said model agnostic, these other different
Hmm.
models that as this other technology that companies are literally spending and investing hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars into. It's insane how much money is being poured into the development of this technology. To me, all of that leads back to helping the innovations that platforms like you've created and are building get stronger and better because the more that the large language models that you're tapping into are strengthening and developing and refining and fine tuning how you're able to communicate with those platforms, the sky is the
That's
limit.
the cool thing.
Yeah.
You're building on top of some of the best companies in the world. So all the technology underneath gets better every couple months. The cost, it gets less expensive to do it. If you're building in this space, you really want to have a pioneer mindset and understand that you're one of the early adopters of this, and it's only going to get better every couple months for you. So you can do more and more difficult and cool things.
I've seen someone online put it in a way that was really interesting. I'm not going to say exactly the way that it was said when they posted it, but the general idea that I took away was like what you're building now is probably going to be obsolete in 2 years if that's the only thing that you're building towards.
Hmm.
But don't let that deter you from building because what you're going to discover going through the process of building that, what might be obsolete in 2 years, you're going to develop new insights and understandings and ways that you can build on top of that. But it's happening so much faster than it used to that I think in some cases that can probably be overwhelming to people that, and even why would I even start building in the first place? I don't even know how to keep up with this. It's evolving so fast. And like you and I think it's fair to say that we're in the weeds of this a lot because we're building and our communities are all around these tools. But there's a huge, massive population in the world that it is tried ChatGPT a handful of times. It's just like, no, I don't see where it's at here. But then you see the specific applications that you can create with tools like Pickaxe that help bridge that gap and help make those connections in a way that is practical for the everyday user. Any advice to somebody that is getting into entrepreneurship where they already are and they have a desire to create a product right here, how do you go about one, knowing that the tech is here for one, but like, how would you recommend anyone going about starting to solve a problem or a micro SaaS? And I'm asking you from your perspective, from what you're seeing users using your tool, are there any best practices or traits or characteristics of entrepreneurs that are having more success with
Totally,
Pickaxe?
totally. Well, I'd say first, one thing that will never really be obsolete or take a while to become obsolete is a strong brand in a field or domain expertise for sure. So if you already have some sort of brand, I think it's pretty easy to figure out how to add AI into it, even if it's just in an infant stage. If you can deliver some part of your domain expertise through AI, that's great. And then also think about like communities you're in. So a great example is a lot of Christian ministry services don't regularly use ChatGPT, or maybe they do, but it's just way too open-ended for them. But we've had a couple customers who have made very specific Bible study GPTs. And what they've done isn't that difficult, really. But they've branded it and made it very usable in a way that their community just loves. And it's much simpler and much friendlier, and by closing off some of the options and making it very specific, they've had a lot of success. So I would think about how you can make, if you really are at a loss for an idea, hopefully you have an idea, but if you're at a loss, I would just think about how you can make ChatGPT much more approachable and simple and less open-ended for a specific group of people that you work with. So ChatGPT is a chatbot based thing. So it goes back and forth, which is incredibly open-ended. And on Pickaxe, we let you build chatbots just like ChatGPT, It's a popular medium, but we also let you do AI-powered forms, which to some people, they don't understand why you'd want to do that, but they're actually like most of the money on our platform is probably made through these forms because they're less open-ended experience. You can have a couple text fields, you can have a file upload, you can have multiple choice, a drop down. And by taking away a lot of the options and labeling each field, hey, put in your job here, put in your resume here, put in your LinkedIn profile
Mhm.
here, what's your goal here, and then just hitting a button submit, it makes it way more usable, right? So I would just think about a couple really strong AI use cases that you use that you might have tried to explain to some of your friends, but they just don't really get it, or some of your community, but it's too complicated for them, or they can't follow it, or it's too much work. And then just try to recreate that as a very closed, designed experience. And that's often a recipe for success, at least on our platform.
That's great. And it doesn't have to be overly complicated, but if you have that open-ended chat GPT thing, someone coming into this, what do I even start to prompt it to do it? And I've seen the same on our end with some of our customers and clients in our community that have maybe podcasts that they have clients for that traditionally they have to interview, they have to ask questions, they have to do these things to help get them to a certain point, maybe to interview or one way or the other.
Mhm.
But then now they're using a pickaxe that they built to ask the right questions based on what they already know to be true, like from their field of expertise. And then they're leading their clients down these, but it's saving them a lot of time because they're not having to interact now one on one with every single client and having a third Zoom call to get
Mhm.
like the questions that they need out of their clients. They're asking their clients, hey, fill out these 5 questions, and it's going to give you basically what we would have spent 30 minutes to an hour on. And
Exactly.
it's just
If you're a
simple.
knowledge
Yep.
entrepreneur, you guide people through knowledge, and I think you should take the
Mhm.
same approach to AI. Just guide them through it, give them direction, coach them on how to use it. You can make a tool that kind of dictates a lot of this to them.
That's fantastic. And I think that's a great segue to what people can check out in the next video for learning how to use Pickaxe and how does Mike approach Pickaxe and how can you build a pickaxe for yourself. And so you're going to be putting together a demonstration for us leading into the summit that
Hmm.
people will have an idea of, oh, here's how to use the tool, right? Some best practices for how you can approach it. And I'm sure you have some other ideas in terms of what you're going to be demonstrating in that video. But I want to just preface leading into what you're going to be sharing is that like the possibilities are endless with these type of tools. And I think like really stepping into the next stage of the knowledge entrepreneur and what we're doing here is just keep an open mind for those that are going into it and exploring these tools. And I hope that people that are going to watch what you're demonstrating, that are going to be joining us at the summit and your panel and every other panel is that what good can you create with this world? How can you create a positive impact on others? And how can one of these tools allow you to serve people at a higher level? And I feel like if you can go in with that perspective and you can like be willing to learn and then create and adjust and adapt, that you're going to open up so many different doors that you never might have even seen before because you don't know what you don't know. And so I think like all of these tools and Pickaxe as one that I personally use and get a lot of value from is that they're great tools that facilitate what else you're doing to make an impact in the world. So before anyone hops into that video where you're going to be demonstrating, is there anybody that you think that Pickaxe is more primarily for that it would be a great tool to dive in, spend 20, 30 minutes like getting a better feel for it or anything on that context that you'd like to provide before folks go in or watch a full demo with you?
We think the platform is pretty easy to use for just about everybody, but I think in particular, knowledge entrepreneurs and marketers are really take to the platform. Like we see tons of new ones every day on the platform making tools. And I guess I would just say that to anybody watching, there's a huge amount of opportunity right now with AI. And in a very strange turn of events, it's just like open to anybody. The best technology in the world is offered via API to everybody, and you can build on top of it. So I would just encourage everybody to take advantage of this opportunity right now and explore using AI in their businesses and see what they can do with it.
Love it. All right, guys. So go ahead, tune into that next video if you want to check out Mike demonstrating Pickaxe in action and how to set up and start using the tool for yourself. check the links and any information below this video for some special deals, as well as that next one that Mike said he's going to be putting some stuff together for folks that want to give Pickaxe a try. And make sure you go over to scalewithaisummit.com and register for the event. It's going to be live November 5th through 7th, 2024. Those videos we'll be adding to our YouTube channel. So subscribe here, GenAI University on YouTube, so you get notified as we drop more of these demos, interviews, and hands-on workshops. Mike, thanks so much for your time. I'm looking forward to your demo.
Thanks.